Hey Hobby fam, welcome back to the Hobby Collab. We have a treat for you today. It is a mini marathon with myself, Saray, and Zach. So you're going to be cycling through us all day. Saray, why don't you take us through what we're working on?
Okay, so I'm not super familiar with the names of Age of Sigmar, but we're working on not Karl Franz, I think.
Yeah.
Because he's dead, apparently.
Oh.
But we are working on what used to be Karl Franz today. Yeah. We have let's switch to this guy. This guy. So yeah, this is where we're at. We're building it in separate pieces. So I'll be handling the body, Meg is going to be handling the wings, and Zach is going to be handling not Karl Franz.
Yeah, the dude. Dude with a lot of feathers in his hat.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Saray and I talked a little bit about what we were inspired by to get this thing started. We're pretty excited to each pick the different animal parts. Yeah. And let Zach have the...
Yeah, we made Zach do the guy, the boring guy.
With the metallics. So, should we go through those?
Yeah, let's talk about our inspiration, yeah.
Yeah.
Zach, I don't know what he's inspired by, but it's just a guy, so I don't really know what it could be.
Well, it looks like you're up first.
All right, so if you look at the original model, there's a bit of the back half of the animal. I guess Deathclaw is the name of the animal. It's got like some tiger stripes, and I was trying to figure out how we can make it kind of our own because our color scheme isn't going to be exactly the same. So originally I was going to do leopard print, but then after we discussed the color scheme we're going to go with, I felt like a white tiger was kind of the way to go. So that's what my inspiration is. I'm going to be basing the back of his mount off of a white tiger. Not exactly the same colors. I'm going for a bit more of a pure white. We can go to the next one. I will be trying to incorporate some of the more brown stripes. If you notice, it's not a pure black and pure white. It's more of a...
Yeah. There's like some gold in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll be using that today.
I like how some of the stripes are also like broken apart.
Yeah,
do you think you're going to do any of that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's not going to be any solid Tony the Tiger stripes.
Yeah. We can talk about what I'm working on. Right. So I'm working on the wings and basically doing the feather design. And so again, I'm looking to birds for my inspiration. And I wanted to do purple. I'm not really sure why I picked purple. I just think purple's a great color. And it's, as we all know, set in between blue and red. So I have my wings kind of mainly purple, but they reach these extremes of blue and red, kind of inspired by some of these really bright, colorful birds. So I'll be keeping these close by to make sure that I'm on the right track.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it here so that when Zach comes in, he can go through his inspiration on his own.
But instead of doing like a smooth line like that, I'm kind of getting this kind of motion, almost like I'm shaking a little. So if you have shaky hands, this might be
the project for you.
Yeah.
Tiger stripes.
Yeah, I think it just looks a little better. It looks a little more natural. Apparently.
Daminant says, speaking of tigers, can you do the whoop-de-dooper, loop-de-looper, alley-ooper bounce? What is this?
That?
Daminant says, you've never watched the Tigger movie and it shows. I heard this conversation.
So it was Tigger.
Yeah, I heard this conversation. I had no idea what was going on either. I won't pretend that I did. Or that I know anything about any of this.
Oh, I did look up what that Tigger thing was.
Oh, okay.
It's like a dance and a song. Whoop-de-loop-de-hoop-de-doop-de. Something. And then he like bounces.
Okay.
But yeah, he like swings his arms like this. I think as long as you swing your arms like this, you got it.
You're doing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this is it. Whoop-de-hoop-de-loop-de-doop-de.
Sounds good.
I don't know.
Damn it, you were...
So now you should do it. I taught you.
I wasn't
It's like telephone where it gets worse and worse every time the next person tries it.
I'm not going to do it because I don't really want to.
I didn't either.
Damn it says, first you tell me you've never watched the Tigger movie, and now you're telling me that Yusuf's idea for being that...
Yes, this was Damn It.
What did I do that made you hate me? It was actually Damn It's idea?
It was I think Damn It had the idea in a different server. And then Yusuf did it, carried it out here, and then Damn It was like, well, I had this idea already.
this is where we're at. We got some nice butt stripes.
Ooh, you know how I feel about a good butt.
So what I've got for you guys is the chest plate that goes on the Griffon, and the actual Freeguild general himself. So what I've done so far on this guy is I have primed black, and then I have airbrushed gloss. First primed black, then I did like a dark blue underneath, and then a light red over top, and then I glossed that. Then I primed him Rune Fang Steel. That's actually a fairly bright silver that Citadel makes. And why I like to use it is, well, it's bright. I want this guy to look pretty bright. And then I do it kind of thin so you can kind of see the red and the blue still peeking through here. Then I glossed them again on Saray's advice because I'm kind of new to enamel panel liner, honestly. So I took his advice and glossed them again, which you say makes this process easier.
It should, it makes it a little bit easier. The panel liner already tends to run into recesses as it's meant to, but having a gloss surface, which is just much smoother, helps it along. If you have a surface that's kind of matte, it tends to bleed a little, which is not what you want in panel liner, right? The whole point is that it stays in the panel.
Talk to us about where you're at, what's going on.
Right. So this is, I've been painting.
Yeah.
So this is where we're at on our tiger stripes. Pretty much done. Not exactly how a tiger stripes actually are, but I think these are a little more interesting. These are a little more jagged. So this is the brown, and now what I need to do is I'm going to go over with a black. What I'll probably end up doing is mixing in a little bit of black to the brown, and just layering up a layer over top, because these white Bengal tigers, it looks like the black is more heavily concentrated towards the spine. So that's what I'm going to do. There you go.
That's interesting. So you're actually like intentionally...
Yeah, intentionally having a...
sloppy.
Yeah. Yeah. Nature's sloppy, so...
That's true.
Okay. So... Here it is. I'm taking... Okay, wherever it's based blue, I'm pulling the blue back out of the feather. And wherever it's based purple, I'm pulling out purple.
Okay.
And then what I did was I took a little bit of that off-white and mixed it with the blue to just bring out some of the tips.
Okay.
With highlights.
Sweet.
So, that's
easy.
it. Yeah, that's pretty easy.
All right.
Mine actually...
he's here.
There is. No,
he can hear all this in person.
My currently inspired by actually is Saray's paint job on my Stormcast Eternals. I really like the way... I commissioned Saray when I kind of first met him. I commissioned Saray to paint some Stormcast Eternals. For me, we didn't have a big collection at the Titan Studio. We were starting AOS. So we wanted to supplement him with a few things. And I ended up getting him to paint a number of really nice Stormcast things, including the model you see here. And I just really like the way he does armor and metallics. Since that's all I'm really doing today is armor and metallics, I decided that I would, copy this style.
Well, that's very sweet.
We got our first...
We did get our first snail mail.
Snail mail.
I checked right before the stream.
Right before the stream.
Okay, here's our first fan mail. So I'm going to read it. This is from the United States Postal Service. I don't understand what's so funny. Update your information online with the USPS in minutes. Should I keep going?
No.
All right,
really?
And...
You couldn't figure out the USPS website?
Our government institutions have issues. Wow, thanks USPS. Yeah. We appreciate you looking out for us when it's time for us to move.
It's nice.
We'll take our mail with us.
It's nice to get some mail.
You said I don't like dogs?
No.
Don't tell people I don't like dogs. I like dogs.
I didn't say you don't like dogs.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Yeah, Zero is a good dog. He tried to warn Jack about his follies. And Zach didn't want to listen. Jack didn't want to listen. Oops, a little Freudian slip there. You guys, we have another giveaway this weekend, this Sunday.
That's right.
This Sunday. We're painting up a Tau Combat Patrol.
That's right.
Yeah, so you'll want to hop in to that. Check out the stream while it's live. Please give us those hours.
Yeah.
And then once the stream is over, leave a comment. In that video.
And that's how you enter.
It's that easy. It's that easy.
It's that easy. You can win a painted Tau Combat Patrol.
Yes. All right, Daminant. My parting question for you all. So hopefully Daminant will get this tomorrow.
Yeah.
How do you deal with mold lines, and how much care do you put into getting rid of them, or do you just live them all to build character? Leave them all to build character. Well, I don't do that.
Yeah. How do you deal? So I use a combination of things. I use a hobby knife, which is just like a disposable scalpel I have.
And Cat also does that.
Yeah, I feel like those are they're the best. They're very
Okay.
sharp. I use sanding sticks. Those are probably like if you can only have one, use that. Sanding sticks are great. And the GW mold line remover is actually pretty good.
I love that thing.
Yeah, it works surprisingly. Maybe like better than you think it would work.
Where I tend to leave things alone is like if there's texture and then there's a mold line over the texture.
Yeah.
And I'll get as much of it as I can.
Yeah.
But up to a point, because then what starts happening is I shave away the whole I've done that a million times. I did it to like so many of my Soul Blight because I'm not used to like weaponry and stuff.
Yeah. Where you start shaving.
I was just like, oh, that doesn't look right, so I'm gonna take it off, and then I put the thing together, and it's like, oh, that was the other side of this belt or something.
Right.
Yeah. Some mold lines are better removed after you assemble, and then you scrape away together.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. That's not something I would have thought to say, but yeah, you're right. Sometimes like you need to see how a model goes together before you start cutting away parts of it.
Or moving it.
Yeah. Here's where he's coming along. Obviously, his wings still need to be put on, but this is where we're at so far. He's looking good.
Oh yeah, the purple and red with the white on the back is super cool.
Yeah.
You can actually see how all the different contrast colors look over the gradiated white feather. Some of them are still drying. You can see the red is great. The orange, actually the red is like the only one that's dried. The orange, not so great. It's just going to require a few layers. Honestly, the red, the yellow are the winners. The green actually is pretty good too. The green is almost kind of exactly what I want.
Yeah, the green is pretty vibrant.
The blue and the purple, okay. The red is like... The red and yellow are
hitting good.
they're kind of done. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more coats with the other colors. Green, we'll see. Thank you for these questions. They do help us. Again, like have something to say to each other. Like I was talking earlier, I don't really want to talk to Megan that long. I don't really want to talk to Saray that long.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to ask regulars who are around is, are any of you guys watching the stream on the TV? And if so, have you noticed that the pixelation of our stream has improved or not? What are you working on now? Still feathers?
Wow, you're really not going to ask me who I would pick.
Who would you pick? I actually was going to ask you.
Do you have a guess?
Kind of want to know what you're... I think you would, of those people, not Morgan Freeman.
Almost, but no, not Morgan Freeman.
David Attenborough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
You know why.
Because he's funny?
You know.
Why?
I wouldn't describe David Attenborough as funny.
No.
But I would describe him as British. And I love a good British accent.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Were
like
we just at an Outback Steakhouse? Is that what
yeah,
you're talking
they have
about?
kookaburras at the Outback Steakhouse. And they just... But they keep them separate from the other birds because they know what they're doing there at the Outback Steakhouse when it comes to birds. I've never been to an Outback Steakhouse.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
I don't remember everything we've ever talked about.
I've never been to an Outback Steakhouse.
Okay. Well, you're not missing much. You cook better than most places, so according to that, we'd like never go out.
Well, we don't actually go out that often. Sloth says, I'm going to my first AOS tournament in August. Do you have any tips for winning Best Painted Army?
It seems like it's really just about going that extra mile.
Yeah, so I've judged a few and I've won 2 times. See what if they're doing a rubric, and ask for the rubric in advance. There's a number of different rubrics going ways people do things. One thing you would want to note is what do you and don't you get points for? And what they'll do is they'll do a few things that people just don't do. So I'll name you 2 that I don't typically do. I don't typically do conversions that often. I have now for armies I'm trying to put into best painted. For my daughters, one of my high gladiatrixes is not a real high gladiatrix. I built her. And what they'll do is they'll be like 35 or 40 points available, but you can only get 30 points. And that's for people like me, where they're like, look, maybe this army, we like the way this army looks, but Zach clearly didn't do a conversion. Does that mean he shouldn't be able to win best painted? Because he didn't do a conversion. The big one that comes up here is a display case, a display board.
Yeah.
It's cool when they're like, hey, we're actually not really worried about display board, but it's not enough, and I'll tell you why. And at Old Town Throwdown, Tom, the guy who runs it, says actively no display boards. And the reason is because they do that in the rubric, and they say the display board's only worth 2 points. And again, if your army is painted awesome, you're going to get the 30 points without a display board. Those 2 points don't matter when Tom and the other paint judges are going around and getting the showcase people. But then when it gets turned over to a vote, you'll lose to somebody with a display board.
That's true. Doesn't really have reins, but a bridle. So it's going to be interesting how he has a bridle and no reins. That's all right, though. This is fantasy. I learned that Age of Sigmar is actually not real.
This is Jupiter.
Hey, Jupiter.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. Is this the whole army?
It's a display board, so we hate it, right?
I know.
Is that what I heard?
No, I couldn't tell if this was like terrain that Jupiter had made or the army or both, but the whole thing. Look at the eyeballs. I saw this in chat and I was like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
So is this a diorama or is this like a board with terrain with the miniature set up in the terrain?
Yeah, it kind of looked like I think you said it was a display board.
Okay.
And so it's like
this.
a nice trench line of sisters.
This is how you immerse your audience into what you've been working on. And like these miniatures are like, you know, blood, sweat, and tears go into these things, right? Like, so I think showcasing them with like a thematic board is really cool. I don't excuse me. I get why it's not necessarily fair for a competition, especially when you have people flying in from out of state or out of the area. But I like looking at them. I mean, to me, that's like what brings the whole thing together. Kind of, you know, it's like why you want to have good terrain when you're playing.
Yeah. All right, this is where we're at. So now I just need to work on the talons, the very edges of the talons, on both the front and back. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this little tuft of hair. I think I know. I'll probably end up painting it purple. And then a little bit of gold. And then that should be it. But we'll see where we get.
It looks amazing.
Our third marathon this Sunday. Gonna be a hot one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
They only invite me over when it's like scorching hot over
I don't understand. I cannot understand why. Yeah, everyone you've been to has been like this.
Yeah.
It's always the marathons.
Yeah.
I guess. Is it related? Is it actually that it stays cool in here? But not really. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sorry, Sarai.
Yeah, well, I'll just, it's like being in a sweat. It's like being in a sauna. People pay to go to saunas, so it's a blessing, really.
Yeah, that's a great way. That's a great attitude about it.
I had a little bit of time, so I started highlighting his beak a little more.
Mega's off to the side here, frantically finishing up wings. Because we're determined, I think, I know I am, the one who's painted the least amount. We're determined to present today.
Oh, yeah.
It's not,
no.
It's not fun.
Yes, it is.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it.
But it's not terrible. I've seen worse.
Sorry.
I've seen worse on this channel.
Yeah, we'll get some good Instagram pics with the Lumix.
We'll take better pictures.
Yeah.
And
don't worry. Don't you worry, fam.
Sorry, I'm trying to adjust. There we go.
There he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
Oh, man.
I think we did a good job.
I like it. I like all the colors.
Yeah,
it's
great job on the
crazy.
wings. Meg, very good.
Thanks. Really, really, really love that tiger. Oh man.
Good job, everyone.
Yeah, super
Yay,
fun.
teamwork.